Hey guys, welcome back to Seadogs Can Fly. This is episode 41 and we've got 3 live con games for you today. You've all been requesting longer episodes, so I'm going to try and fulfil that request today. We sit top of the table by 5 points clear of Manchester United, a further point clear of Chelsea in third, and today we have Porto in the Champions League. We sit top, they are third I believe, so a win today will see us go through to the first knockout round. As for the games after that, we've got Norwich at home and Chelsea away in the league. Massive games there, and we've also got a new tactic. You might notice a rather weird formation showing here in the fixtures. We'll look at that in just a second, but first of all let's see how Scarborough got on off camera.
12 years in that division and they're out.
Right, so we left off beating Leicester at home 3-2. We then went on to beat Porto 2-0 in the Champions League. That was an easy result, playing Concerto. West Ham were dispatched 2-1. Brendan Lemur managed 2 goals here. It's been a bit of a weird one, to be honest. He's playing in the box-to-box midfielder role in central midfield, and he has put in some cracking performances. I brought him in as a last-ditch replacement for Luan, who ended up leaving on his release clause, been activated by Manchester United, and he's actually surprised me, to be honest. He's got really good vision, good technique, and he's a cracking passer of the ball. We then went on to beat Portsmouth in the FA Cup third round before we very fortuitously beat Everton 3-2 away from home. This game was a complete corker. Gravenberch scoring a free kick to kick things off. We then equalised through Stevens before Orsolini scored in the 66th minute. A couple of substitutions later and Lemur scored before in the 97th minute our wonder kid Andre Agasthea scored. 97th minute, man. Wow, off the bench as well. So a cracking way to finish the game, but we did not deserve that. And then more cracks started appearing in the system as well against Lille as we drew 3-3. This was away from home. We had a Munro brace and a Wardle goal from a corner to enjoy. The Munro goal, one of them anyway, was a fantastic little strike and a good team goal, but we were really struggling against them. We were always on the back foot. Against Aston Villa, again, we were kind of lucky to get the result here. We were playing Concerto this time, we were at home. Stevens scored a great goal to kick things off before Duncan Sampson scored in the 45th minute. We then ended up taking the lead through Yusuga scoring again, Alvarado got involved, and Stevens scoring the last goal. But if it wasn't for bringing Yusuga and Alvarado off the bench, we wouldn't have won that game. They definitely turned things around for us. I was starting to get a little bit concerned around here, but I carried on. Man City next. We used the 4-5-1 for this match, and yet again we really struggled to create any meaningful opportunities, but a good draw to come away from. Against Mainz, yes, we did play a weekend 11, but to lose 3-2 away from home, I was frustrated, to be honest. I felt like we had the better squad, but we didn't show it on the day. Belkayat and Pisani did score, but again, very, very disappointed with the result, and to be honest with you, it was no different against Manchester United. We were at home in this game, and I really expected to come away with at least a draw, but they had the 2 strikers up top, Amadi and Lawal. You've both seen them. These kids are absolute monsters physically, really good at dribbling as well. Amadi especially, I love this kid. I think he'd be an exceptional player to have in our team. We'll never get hold of him, though, 70 million. And yeah, this was really, really worrying for going forward. So I decided to have a little bit of a play around in the next Premier League game. Prior to that, we did thrash Aston Villa 8-0. Highland managed a hat-trick, our centre-back. He's really developing nicely. He's had 5 starts so far. Great to see him get on the score sheet. Mariba Belkayat and Yusuga scored, so that was definitely a second string 11. That 8-0 win, though, was not enough to convince me that we should carry on as we are with the systems. So I decided to use a 3-4-1-2, which I'll show you in just a second, against Brighton. And these were the goals. Really interesting, because you'll notice it's a completely different style of goals that we're scoring now. We're using real quick, counter-attacking football, and were also pressing teams into mistakes. Joey Stevens grabbed a hat-trick here in this match. He got player of the match as well, but Silvero was really good in the AMC role as a playmaker, and Lemur was fantastic on the right side in a holding role. Completely dominant performance. Brighton only managed 3 shots, 2 of which were on target. We had 19. And moving on to the Mines game, we won this one 5-1. Yes, we were at home, but what a performance. We went 1-0 down quite early on, but the rest of it was all about the clinical counters. Jorge Grasso scored a couple of amazing goals, Joey Stevens with a brace as well, and Andre Agassia capped the whole performance off with a fantastic finish at the end of the match. Lemur even got sent off after I brought him on off the bench on the 60th minute. He came on the 60th minute, got sent off on the 61st minute. Not what you want to see, but what you do want to see are match stats like these. 5 clear-cut chances, 2 half chances. The new system, which you can just see there, a little glance of, is really starting to tick, and the wingers are getting opportunities when they play well. The final game we're going to look at today is Arsenal. We won 4-0 at home and we were fantastic. This is the one that convinced me to keep going with this system. Monroe scored 2 goals on the 5th minute and the 45th. Between that, Yusuga scored a cracking little finish, and Philippe Tezard finished the whole match off with a fantastic goal at the end, which you'll see in a second. But it was the pressing style of play that really impressed me here. Arsenal could not handle us at all, and using a pressing forward as one of the strikers seems to work really well with Dylan Monroe's work rate and aggression. The final game was a 1-0 victory away from home to Bristol City. They were playing 2 DMCs. We always struggle no matter what system I use against that setup, and we were fortuitous to come away with the result, but they created nothing all game, so I felt like we deserved it in the end. It'll be interesting to see what happens against Porto, Norwich and Chelsea in these live-con games today, so let's crack on with those now. So for the first live-con game of the day, Porto our favourite, 6-4, we're 13-8. We did win the first game. Victory today will guarantee us not top spot, but at least second. They should be playing a 4-5-1 with the wingers pushed forward and a DMC. Be interesting to see how the new system comes up against that. They should be playing a tiki-taka style. As for us, this is the new system, guys. So we've got 3 at the back, a real simple back line with 2 wingers. Now, these guys are multi-purpose. I generally like to play inverted wingers in a winger role. Very bizarre, I know. I'll probably explain it as the game goes along because it might be easier to try and show you how it works. We use a CM and a DLP, deep line playmaker that is. These guys hold their position and just spray the passes around to find space. Silvera is meant to run in behind, but really he's more of a playmaker. He's the link, and he does come quite deep. On the heat maps, you can see that he does cluster the 2 central midfielders, which I'm not too bothered about because we do get some nice goals through that role. Belkayat's playing as the advance forward today. That's what Stevens has been playing, and he's been phenomenal in that role. The balls in behind have been essential, and without that, we have struggled with the system. The pressing forward has done a great job of closing players down and win the ball back, but these wingers, they tend to drift in. That's their natural inclination anyway. And you will notice I'm actually playing a left back at centre back there. That's because I don't want the likes of Malay and Zephy, the right back, to lose out on game time just because we're trialling a new system. And they are capable of fulfilling it anyway. And what I found is with 3 at the back as opposed to a 4 at the back, we seem more defensively stable. Now I've gone and said that, I will probably regret it and we'll probably end up losing the game. One thing you'll also notice as well is these lines are quite tight, so it is quite hard to break through. Now Porto are sat deep, which means that we may end up losing possession, which could see us hit on the counter, but we'll just have to see how the game plays out. Their wide players are decent, but to be honest, they shouldn't cause us too many problems. They haven't got lightning fast pace mixed with dribbling. The forward there looks pretty poor. He's only scored 6 in 22, so fingers crossed we may have the running of them here. I've decided to play Monroe, Silvero because the AMC is such an important role, and Grasso on the right because those positions I feel are going to be vital today. Other than that, all the other players are second choice because I want to play my best team at home against Norwich in the league so we can keep up that title challenge. And we've got a first highlight here as El Id finds Alvarado, who scores. 10 minutes in, second goal for Alonso Alvarado, who's been poor this season really, but he came to life there. El Id with a fantastic little assist. Malé with a free kick to begin with, but you'll notice, like I said before, you get a nice overload here. There's 4 players all in attacking positions with the AMC just behind. And it's in that attacking overload that I feel we really can do well with this system. Having so many players in a goal scoring position, and that's probably offside, unfortunately, is a massive bonus. And because we've got those 3 centre backs, it allows us to get so many players forward. Leading into half time then, guys, and it's 1-0 to us. I feel like we've been the better team. Porto have had 6 shots on target, in fairness, so they're definitely not out of the game, that's for sure. And they've had 1 clear-cut chance, but we open the half with a highlight and a goal. Belkayat scores his 4th of the season. It's from a set piece. Seen loads of those this season, haven't we? Highlights beginning with the old set piece. Long throw from Grasso though. Munro gets the nod on and Belkayat with the finish. Lovely little goal. That's 2-0 up. Hopefully that will see us through to the next round of the Champions League. Unless Porto can maybe get back into the match here with Ricardo. This is one thing I have noticed with Decoy. That's what I'm going to call the system. Unfortunately, teams can get back into the matches. We had it happen with Brighton. They scored late on before we went and scored the 3rd goal to really wrap it up. Oh, and that's not good. Silvero's injured, potential thigh injury. That is really not good because he is our star player at AMC, and if we're missing him, this system may not tick. I'm going to make a couple more changes in a second as well to get Grasso off, and that's another goal from a long throw. Feels like a little bit of a cheat, that, doesn't it? But we'll take it. Munro's 11th of the season. Right, let's quickly get some of those key players off I was talking about. We're going to begin with Munro. I'm going to have Palm on. He's not played an awful lot so far this season. And the other chap is going to be Grasso. We're going to need him in the next game. So in his stead, we're going to bring Stevens on, who's got lightning fast pace. He can't play a winger role, but then again, we're playing players in unfamiliar positions anyway. It just seems to work. The other thing I found that works as well is having the wingers capable of playing up front as well, because they get in such advanced positions on the pitch. It doesn't matter, fantastic goal by Mariba there, it doesn't matter that they're not wingers, because they're in the box so often. I'm actually far better off having players that can score than players that can play a traditional MR or ML role. 4-0, dominant display here, and we've probably got a chance for a 5th here on the 67th minute. It looks like a penalty to me. I think Palm's been brought down by a gear, and it is. Is that Mariba stepping up? Mariba with a penalty, dispatches, that's his 2nd of the game I think, and 4th of the season. 5-0. Well, if results stay as they are, that puts us 3 points clear of Mines, and after thrashing them 5-1, that should guarantee us top spot, not only qualification to the next round. Alvarado's been sensational today. He's managed a goal and an assist, but I think Munro's been key in that pressing forward role. He's got on the end of a lot of the flick-ons early on to get us the lead, and that's going to be a red card for El Id. El Id is going to be suspended in the Champions League because he's already been booked. That was a silly challenge. No need for it whatsoever. And that is it. That is all she wrote, guys. Yep, we have that 3-point lead with a massively superior goal difference. I think the last game's against Lille, so we should be home and hosed in the Champions League, thankfully. Let's cross our fingers that Silvero doesn't have a serious injury here, because this could be a disaster. And as you can see, Lucas Silvera, 4 to 5 weeks with a hamstring strain. That is really frustrating. He's going to miss some massive games, especially that Chelsea game away from home. But it is what it is. We're just going to have to deal with it. So after thrashing Porto, we're now against Norwich at home. We're 3-1 on to win this. They'll be playing a 4-2-3-1 possession, movement, tiki-taka style of play. Quite cautious as well, so probably different to what we came up against when we played Arsenal, who played this exact same formation. They've actually got Kevin De Bruyne as their Ganche at the age of 35. He's got nothing physically, but he's not doing too terribly, so he's obviously able to create in that pivot role. Be interesting to see what we come up against today with Harvey Elliott on the right as well. Very technical player indeed. We've obviously got gaps in behind. I'm hoping that both outside centre-backs can handle that, as they have done so far. Grasso and Argasea are reasonably good with getting back, to be fair, quite aggressive players, so hopefully that continues today. Lemur's going to be deep line playmaker, Mariba in the centre. El-Id unfortunately has to play AMC. Definitely not ready for this type of game, but needs must due to our main man Silveira being injured now, as we showed you before. Going to bring Stevens back in up front. That acceleration, agility, balance and pace have been exceptional so far this season in this new system. He scored 11 goals. A lot of those have come since we made the switch. Munro's going to keep his place as the pressing forward. Just give you a quick lowdown on Decoy in terms of the instructions. We play out from the back and we pass into space. We go a bit more direct and we're really high on the tempo. That's to hit those balls over the top. I like to run at the defence because we've got that many players in attacking positions. That's why it's called decoy, because we use the attackers and the AMC as decoys for those wingers to really get forward. Counter press, counter attacking style of play, and we distribute to the centre of the pitch to the playmaker using an offside trap and the usual sort of instructions I go for, getting stuck in and really trying to harass the opponents into a mistake. It's going to be a really tough game today. They've got a decent team all round, Norwich. We are massive favourites, but we shouldn't be underestimating them in this match. I think the key is going to be having players fit though for the Chelsea game away from home, because they are only in third position, and with victory against us, if we slip up in this game, we could end up losing our top spot. We're struggling to create here, but we have a corner. And Munro should have finished there, he should have scored. Loads of bodies forward for the set piece and we couldn't take advantage. Pisani's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. Better safe off, I guess, than taking too many risks. Bazunu back to Pisani. Playing around at the back, they're chasing us, but they're never going to catch those three centre-backs. Mariba, nice little chip over to Grasso, who can cut inside. And that's why I like using someone with left-footed and likes cutting inside from the right, because that is what they can do. And it looks like we've got a penalty. Omeragic has brought down, I'm not sure that was, probably Stevens most likely. Should be Mariba taking the penalty, as he has done all season long. And he scores, down to the right, excellent. 1-0 up just before the stroke of half time. While it's a little bit disappointing we haven't performed better, to be honest, it's one of those games where we're missing a really key player. Having to play El-Id as AMC is not ideal at all. And he might make me chew my words there. Yes, 2-0. Claudio Brignone with his 4th goal of the season, assisted by Mariba actually there. So he's now got a goal and an assist for the game. That takes us into half time. In the 42nd minute, it was 0-0. But now it's 2-0, so that's good. And Norwich, 3 shots, 3 on target. They've not had many chances. They had one notable one that you may remember Bazunu managed to save. But we're ahead. We should see this game out with ease. Good tackle there by Grasso. And this is what I'm talking about with the press. And then Stevens offside, I think, in the end. But that's what the system can do. That's what I really like about it. The fact that we can press teams into mistakes. El-Id with the set piece there. Stevens out to Argasea. And look at all these bodies forward. It's wonderful to see. And we kick the goal. Claudio Brignone. Even our centre-backs getting involved. Left up from the set piece. This is why I love decoy. Yes, this is from a set piece. But look how many bodies we get into the box. Grasso, Argasea, Stevens, Munro's there somewhere. It's just so many bodies for the opposition to deal with, and that is where the name comes from. Let's get Grasso off. We're going to have to rest him, I think. Yusuga on there. I'm going to bring Stevens off because we need him in the next game. Belkayak can come on, and probably someone central needs to come off. I reckon Mariba's probably best, and we'll give Tezar a game just to stretch his legs. I'm going to pull El-Id back to MC, put Tezar in the AMC role because he has got a goal in his locker from range. Well, with the clock ticking down, there's only 15 minutes left now. We have had a bit of a weird performance in all fairness, but yet again, despite players not being in familiar roles, they're still pulling performances out of the bag. And Argasea with the long throw here, he's one of them who's had a good game. The Romanian, only 18 years old, and that is what he can do. Has that been disallowed though? As if. Belkaya offside. He didn't even touch it, did he? Oh, I'm sorry, but that is bullshit. There's no way the keeper was getting to that. That is so unfair. Fantastic goal by Agassi, and that should have been allowed. Pisani with the throw. Monroe. Lemur. Cantwell though could launch cannon. Great pressing there. Brilliant to see. Yusuga gives away possession, but look at us harassing the opposition. And you'd think with those wingers, Agassi one of them, so far forward and no one in behind to cover, that would really struggle down the flanks. Belkayat scores. Excellent goal. 5th of the season for the Frenchman. You'd think that we would struggle in behind, but both outside centre-backs cover really well. And I think it's quite important to have a little bit of speed there as well, just for that ball in behind. But both central midfielders as well, sitting deep, it just seems to work. We haven't come unstuck yet, so I'm going to keep on using the system until we do, to be honest. 4-0, 22 shots, 12 on target, 4 clear-cut chances, 4 half chances, 5 points clear at the top of the table, and we're 6 points clear of Chelsea, who we have in the next Livecom game. Let's tell the lads well done. That was a fantastic performance. The Seadogs go marching on, and we are going to be travelling down to London for the next game, Stamford Bridge and Chelsea. And leading into the final Livecom game, guys, Chelsea away from home. We've won twice and lost once against Chelsea. We are missing Sturiko, our start centre-back, going to be a big miss today. We're going to place him with Wardle. Chelsea have no absentees. They should be playing a 4-2-3-1. Quite a cautious mentality, apparently. Tiki-taka, a lot of the same of what we've already seen. Same against Norwich, very similar to the Arsenal game. We are away from home, so it could be a bit of a struggle. Lots of red marks on decoys, you can see. Yusuga is not natural at all on the left wing, but he can do the job that I want him to, and that's where we played him against Arsenal to great success. Malé is going to start at centre-back. He's fast, and I think we're going to need that speed in behind. That's the other reason Yusuga's playing at left wing, because he's also reasonably hard working, and we're going to need that because Chelsea are very, very strong down their right hand side. They've got Stengs, massively experienced player, and they've also got Reece James, who's reasonably fast and quite a strong player as well. Scarborough is actually one of my star players for the France team. He scored some wonderful goals. Not quite hit the ground running with Chelsea, despite having exceptional stats. That finishing is probably a bit of an issue, but he's never been given a proper chance up front as the striker. I think that's a big mistake by Chelsea. Yes, Stevens up front, Monroe and Tezat are going to be the main three launching the attacks today. We'll see how they get on. There's a little bit of fatigue creeping into leg because this is an exceptionally high intensity tactic. Yeah, let's kick this game off. Martinez up front is going to be the danger man, but Bishop in that AMC role, he is going to be very hard to control. We've struggled against him in the past. Let's hope that the back three and the two MCs sitting deeper can quell his attacks. First highlight of the game, Bazunu goes long. Suga picks up the ball, works his way inside, crosses over to Grasso, who's left-footed, goes with his right, and you can tell he's not right-footed at all. Absolutely skies it. Another highlight, Malé the Frenchman, lovely ball over the top to Monroe. Chelsea's high line catches them out, and Monroe should have put that one away. It's not his favourite side, the left, and you can tell there he definitely prefers playing on the right side, where we've got Stevens, who's been exceptional so far in the new system. It's a bright start to the game, but Chelsea have a highlight here from a free kick. Bishop can only header over. Another highlight for Chelsea. Lebris works the ball forward to Fabre, the danger man. Bentancur goes across field, and we can't intercept. Stengs has taken on his man and has a shot, a great save by Bazunu. We're seeing the quality of Chelsea there, and it's Stengs again. We pointed him out at the start of the game, and he almost gets an assist. Bentancur probably should have done better there at the far post. I'm not too happy about this. I'm going to tell the lads I'm demanding more because they've really struggled at the back. Malé dealt with that one though with ease. And that's one thing I have found with the three centre-backs. We always seem to have an extra man to deal with the attack. Lemur, but that's a terrible pass. Why are you doing that? Stengs, but a good tackle there again by Malé. The makeshift centre-back. He should be playing left-back generally. Obviously, it's not part of the system as Fabre has a shot. But he's quick and he's generally done quite well in the air as well. Because he's not short. I think he's 6'1", 6'2". Chelsea coming forward again. We're pressuring them, but can't get the ball off them. They have got lots of quality on the ball, as you can see here. Playing it around with ease. Fabre Back to the centre-back. Ball over top very well there for Bishop, who snuck through and he should have scored there. We should definitely be losing this game. So another highlight here for Chelsea. Dealt with. Bishop. Back out wide to Stengs. Crosses in. Acres of space for Bentancur. And again, we get away with that. Very lucky. Heading into the half-time break, and Chelsea have had a real good go of this. But we're coming forward, hopefully with a chance. And that has got to be a red card. Bentancur must be going off. Yes. Chelsea down to 10 men. Is that going to give us an opportunity to get the victory? In at half-time, I'm going to tell the lads to prove a point. I want to fire them up before this second half. We have a massive chance here of extending our lead at the top and at least bridging a bigger gap over Chelsea. But the clock's ticked down really quickly. We're obviously not getting many opportunities. We're on to the 60th minute almost already, so let's make some changes. Well, both strikers have not been much good, so I'm going to have Belkaya on. We're also going to bring Palm on for Monroe. And the final switch, I think Tezar's been piss poor, to be honest. We'll probably not really got the players to bring on. I'm just going to throw my hat at it and give El Id another chance in the AMC role. He's not the best player, but how many times do you see a young player get his opportunity off the bench and turn up trumps? Chelsea down to 10. We've got 25 minutes to get the win. Yusuga plays it short. Mariba, and that's going to be disallowed for offside. Oh, so close. And just to confirm, yeah, way offside. But that's an opportunity we've had. Nice set piece there. We've actually had 5 half chances and a clear-cut chance. I think it's just the quality of Chelsea at the back that's made a difference today. They seem to be dealing with our high press as well, which is a shame. Quite often with Concerto and with the 4-5-1, we would see opportunities like that. Oh my days, we should have scored. Palm. How did you miss that? What a pass from Elid. Quite often we'd see opportunities like that for the opposition ending a goal, but because we've got more defenders, we're making those chances that much harder for the opposition, which is helping us get results we wouldn't have got last season. Yusuga, back to Grasso. Crosses, and they're probably going to launch counter-attack here with Fabra, but that's a good tackle by Brignone. Can he go again? No, he can't. Bishop, they've got quite a lot forward, considering they're down to 10 men. Fabra's in behind, he'll score here. No, he won't. Bazunu saves, thank God for that. Right, let's demand more with just the end of the game approaching. Come on, lads. I think I'm also going to probably go very attacking. Last opportunity. A draw at Stamford Bridge with the form that they're in and the team that they've got is still a good result. I'll take that. 21 shots, 10 on target, 2 clear-cut chances and 6 half chances at Stamford Bridge. I think that is decent going, to be fair. Yes, Chelsea had opportunities, but I feel like Decoy really held its own at the back, which is quite promising, especially for European football, because it may mean we can hold out against bigger teams in the Champions League. United won their game 1-0, so we are top, but only by 3 points now. We haven't lost any ground on Chelsea despite being away from home, and going into the fixture list, you can see our next games are against Leeds away, Stoke at home, Newcastle at home, Fulham at home. So the next 4 games, we can really pick up some points, I'm hoping, before we come up against Manchester United away from home. That is going to be a pivotal match. Might not be coming back for it. It's a bit too soon, to be honest, but we'll see how the schedule works out. We may come back for something like the Man City game and a few more, and we'll see how we get on with the Champions League. Great progress, guys. The system is looking quite good. I'm not ready yet to release it and actually write about it. I want to play around with it a little bit more and just see how it develops. But we're certainly looking good for a new tactic. And yeah, Decoy, loving the name. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching. Subscribe and hit the bell button if you haven't done so already to get new episodes as and when they go live. And if you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up. It'd be much appreciated. I'll catch you next time, chaps. See you later.